Well, I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this video where I can give you a bit of an update on what is happening with the launch of Valguero Ascended. Now, it's been a couple of hours since the last upload, and it's just been because I've been waiting for something to come through from Studio Wildcard, and we have some information from Dolly. So we're going to be going through this today. There's quite a lot. There's some funny stuff in there, but of course, you know, classic wildcard delay. But when I say it's not any delay right now, they've still stuck to their words. Don't panic, and I'm going to go through it with you guys. So if you do enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get in with the news. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you guys want to come and play on the LoadedCrysis cluster with 100 PvP slots, 100 PvE slots, the link to our Discord is down below. Come and join us for launch fun. It is going to be amazing. Come experience the Elder Claw and the Mega Raptor for the first time, and it might even be your first time experiencing the Deinonychus. But if you don't want to play on the cluster and you want to play on your own server, as I said, the link to grab your own Nitrado server is linked into the description down below. It's completely up to you guys what you prefer. And come and join us or enjoy your own server. Completely up to you. Let's get with the next part. Right, so this begins a big passage of Dolly responses with updates on what's going on, with a bit of wildcard banter, all of that kind of stuff that we need to get us through a classic Studio Wildcard map launch. So, everyone has been asking, everyone knew it's going to be delayed, where is it? And Dolly responded to this around about 30 minutes ago, saying it isn't even the start of the evening in PST yet, which always gives you a little bit of a, I mean, I thought that was the start of the evening, right? No? Is that not the start of the evening? Midnight UK time, like Europe time, is that not the evening of PST? Maybe it's not. Oh, I always thought it was. But anyway, and then someone says, not in 15 minutes, unless blah, 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 blah. And Dolly said, yeah, it's not going to be in the next hour. We're still currently on track for tonight, no. Though. And that also gives you that bit of paranoia, doesn't it? It gives you that little bit of, they're still on track for tonight, but we're going to get to about 5 o'clock in the morning, and then they're going to be like, it's delayed until tomorrow. But there's a bit more positivity as we get into the next message, because as you can see, Dolly said, I'll be able to give a more definite time in about an hour or so. Now, again, that does give you at least a little bit more hope, but still it does worry you, because what Dolly's saying here is she's going to be able to give us a bit more of a definite time on the launch in about an hour or so, but does that ensure that we're going to be getting the map today? I don't know. But then anyway, someone said, so another delay, question mark? And Dolly said, I know there is past wildcard ETA trauma, and that's understandable, but you're really reaching to interpret that for that sentence. And, you know, there is a lot of wildcard ETA trauma, massive amount of wildcard ETA trauma. If you've played ARK ever since the first ever days, there has been delay after delay after delay after delay. Now, yes, sometimes, I think that, do you know what? There's been maybe a few occasions where they've actually been on time. Most of the time it's late. And this time, they have obviously delayed it a week from when it was originally meant to be coming out. But at least, there's a chance that it might still come today. Even though it's already the 8th for me. And then Dolly goes on to say, well, this person said, we're all traumatized. And she said, same, but put a little cross through it because, like, you know, she can't tell her boss that because the big bosses might be upset. And then finally, Dolly this person said, when has there not been a delay, though? And Dolly was like, once or twice, okay? Because, yeah, once or twice since the last wildcard delay. I mean, there's a delay every time. It's very well known in the community. That's the way things happen. And yeah, it's funny sometimes, but it's not funny when it happens all the time. And, you know, everyone's staying up, getting so excited for launch. I mean, I don't know how many times I've done videos getting so excited and I'm like, it's finally time. And then it doesn't happen. But let's hope for some more positivity, right, guys? Now, the wiki.gg has finally been updated, I guess, in preparation for the launch of ARK Survival Ascended. And something that doesn't get talked about enough, and I have talked about it in the early days on the build-up to Valguero launch, but about the unique creatures. Obviously, the Deinonychus gets talked about all the time, but we also get the Chalk Golem and the Ice Golem. Now, they don't really make that much of a difference, and that's why they're not really talked about, because, you know, they're just variants of the Golem we've always known. But there are new variants of Golem that come within Valguero. The Chalk, you know, you guys can guess, I get where that's going to be on the map, and the Ice Golem. And then, as you can see, they have now updated it to say ARK Survival Ascended exclusive, the Elder Claw and the Mega Raptor. And below, as you can see, bosses, ARK Survival Ascended exclusive. But we cannot tell right now what this boss is going to be, because we don't know. We do not know right now. All we know is that there's conversation, and there has been confirmation, that's the better word than conversation, that there is a brand new Valguero boss coming. Again, we don't know where that's going to be on the map. You know, we can have a good look on the map here. You know, obviously, if you want to get familiar, I've done a lot of videos in the past on Valguero if you want to get familiar with the map. But there's the snow mountains, you've got the snow desert, you've got the boreal forest over here in the middle. This is the lake. So one thing you will know about Valguero very soon once it launches is that there are little water pockets everywhere, but the lake is your main source of water. You've got a lot of levels underground, you know, like the Abyss, which is here, an underground ocean called the Abyss. It's not very safe, but good luck. And then over here we have the tundra, we have the redwoods. The redwoods, look, is huge. We have the white cliffs over here, which is where you'll find your Deinonychus, which you need to get looking forward to. Jungle over here, and I think that's pretty much everything. Mainly everything. The snow mountains are huge. The tundra's pretty big still. The redwoods are huge. The white cliffs are just the most beautiful point of the map. They really are. The White Cliffs is something really to show off, and you know, for any Star Wars fans, there's an area called the Mall, and you know, the White Cliffs just generally was my favorite ever place as part of Valguero. Like, generally spent so much time in the White Cliffs, you know, obviously you know, going off to grab the eggs as you can, but it's just beautiful. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. And this is in ASC Unreal Engine 4. It's probably going to be the most beautiful area of ARK to this day. I'm going to say it. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because in ASE it was so beautiful. And there were so many awesome places to build on. But I just think in ASA, it's just going to look amazing. I mean, let's read a little bit about it. The White Cliffs, also known as Chalk Hills, is a region in the Valguero DLC. It's often one of the best places to start in Valguero, but you have to watch out for Deinonychus, Allosaurus, and Raptors in there. You can also get a ton of metal, cactus sap, and sand in there. And the Chalk Hills also have access to 3 rare resources: crystal, obsidian, and silica pearls. You can also find some good early game creatures like the Deinonychus Raptor and Lymantria, and to know how to steal the Deinonychus eggs, please see the, you know, we'll get to that. We're going to have a video on how to sort that out. You guys know it's all coming very soon. The White Cliffs is a vast region that houses a diversity of creatures. The region also contains many spots for building and resource gathering and is pretty rich. Also known as Chalk Hills, on PvP, it's not very recommended to live there due to its open areas, and that again has been talked about ever since the early days of ARK Survival Evolved, about PvP not being the most favoured map on Valguero. But then again, that may change this time round. You never know with a brand new launch, and you never know with how they have actually done up the map. Now, as you can see of creatures, the very common is the Anki, the Dodec, the Jaboa, the Parasaur Raptor, Cole, in the water obviously, Equus, Lymantria, Procoptodon, Allosaurus is common, Deinonychus are common because that's their land, Saber-toothed Salmon. Uncommon is the Bronto, Chalk Golem, Diplodocus Otter, Ovis, Parathian, Rex. Alpha Raptor is very uncommon, Quetzal is very uncommon, and then rare is the Alpha T-Rex and the Unicorns. Again, lots of awesome resources to gather on the map. Sand is somewhat scarce as a resource, as most rocks within the region are chalk or normal rocks. Sand can either be gotten from sandy coloured large rocks within the cliffs or small sand piles found along the beaches. Sand piles can be found at approximately 65-75, and if one needs clay, it's best to set up a small station nearby to farm sand and cactus sap. They are both scarce resources but can be farmed if you look in the right places. Craft all the clay at the station and then fly it back, as it weighs less than the sand and the cactus sap. On another note, you can find small piles of clay within the rivers and small ponds. Many flat spaces, and the only part of the map not based on previously shown area, but spawns resemble Scorched Earth. Has a lot of metal, one of the prime areas to find and collect to forge metal, and purple flowers in the area give silk, which as well as the Nyman trio. So yeah, really awesome area. I can't wait for you guys. If you've not experienced this area, I really can't wait for you guys to experience it. There is so much to look forward to in Valguero, and I never gave this map enough love in the past, and I really hope this time round, I really hope this map is going to be for me a little bit more. And the reason why I think it will be is because I was more of a PvP player in the early days of ARK Survival Evolved, and as Valguero came along, I lost the love for it, and I became more of a PvE player, and that was just mainly because it just was too much time, and that's why this time round going into Valguero, I feel like I'll truly love this map. I think I got a bad vibe from it in the past because it just wasn't for me, and I really believe this time round it will be for me. So let's see how it goes. The only thing is we can find out, and I'll keep you guys up to date with all the news and info as we get closer to launch. We should be 4 to 5 hours away from this video, but I'll keep you up to date with the next one coming soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys very soon.